How do you find a journal article? And we're back at the same page we started on to find a book. It's easy once you know how. I hope finding books is easy now because we did the previous example. You start at the same place, bottom link, middle column, go to the library. You could use the fire hose window here, but Wade Kinnan recommends going down. We're looking for a journal article, okay? We go down to find articles and we click on databases by subject. Now let's just do a quick reminder. Journal articles and magazine articles differ in that magazine articles are addressed usually to a general readership, and we want something a little more in-depth and specialized. We want a journal article. So we're going to click on that. And here we are, library databases by subject. Now we're using Susan Glaspell as our example. So down here by subject, we want to look for the area that she would be in as a writer, which would be languages and literature. Depending on if we had chosen someone else, if we had chosen, let's say, Joseph Pulitzer, famous newspaper figure, we would click on that, or probably history, either one. If we had chosen Freud as our subject, we would click on psychology. You can see the links. You can see the links there. Let's go ahead and click on this. There are a lot of databases in literature and languages. And so you have to read a little bit of the description. We're looking for a journal article, and this very first one says it's this search engine, a multidisciplinary journal database with broad coverage and full text articles and abstracts. An abstract is just the point of an article boiled down to 3 or 4 sentences. Saves you from having to read the whole article. You just read the abstract and see if it's relevant. Pardon me. See if it's relevant to your topic. And there's more than 13,000 journals and magazines here. So let's try that one. If we don't find something we like, we can go back to that list of databases in the humanities, in language and literature, and we can try a different one. Using quotes to not call up every instance of her first and last name. We have 56 hits. These icons are very helpful. We don't want periodicals. That's more like magazines. We don't want book reviews. We want these academic journal articles. So this left side of our screen will help us with that. Look at this right here. Very important. The search engine will find the peer-reviewed articles for us. We check that box. We could also check full text, although you can tell which ones are full text pretty easily. We'll check that too. We have 35, but we still have lots of book reviews here. So we just want the journal articles, the articles in academic journals, so we'll check that box. And now we've got 12 choices. Now, Susan Glaspell is kind of a minor figure in American literature. So having 12 journal articles to pick from is, we got to find one that we think we can write about, get our paragraph for essay 4. These links here, full text finder, I've experimented with this. You click on that and it will go search to see if the text of the article is available in another database. It's not available in this database. But if we keep looking for the PDFs and look at the titles, here she's only one of 3 authors being discussed. Here is an article about a short story she wrote. That was actually based on her play, Trifle. Oh, here, look at this, number 7. Generic translation, meaning moving it from one genre to another, and thematic shift in Susan Glaspell's Trifles and a Jury of Her Peers. So we click on that link and we'll find out more about this, and that icon tells us it's an article in a journal, and we check the box for peer reviewing, so we know it's peer reviewed. And the name of the journal is Studies in Short Fiction. It was published in the fall of 1989. It is 8 pages long. The author is Leonard Mustasa. There's the link to the text of it. We might be able to find an abstract. If we click on that, we go to the page, and here it is. This is the article kind of boiled down to a couple of sentences. The article discusses the changes that she made in changing her play Trifles into the short story A Jury of Her Peers, and it says there's similarity in overall narrative movement. Glaspell incorporates the short story into the short story virtually every single line of the dialogue. The title makes it sound like there's a shift in concept or theme, which is kind of interesting that she put in a different emphasis. So here's how we get the article. And there's one more thing over here at the right. This database will generate our bibliographic entry for us. I hope you see it, because if it's in a pop-up window, that usually doesn't record too well. But you click on Cite, and what I'm seeing right here is all these different style guides. You want to find MLA. Here it is. Works cited page. You highlight that, and you copy and paste it into Word. You would need to double space it, but it's got the hanging indent, it's got the quotation marks used correctly, it's got italics used correctly, correct format, beautiful. You don't even have to use the handbook. If you did use the handbook, it would be in chapter 25. So there you go, peer-reviewed journal article. And now you would just pull out your essay 4 and you would follow that example. You would look at the paragraph on the journal article in essay 4, on the Jane Austen sample student essay, see kind of what she did, and then you would do something similar for this one, but you got a good source because it's peer-reviewed and it is in a journal. Let's say you just decide when you're working on it you don't like it. You go back and you look over your list of 12 to find another one, and let's say you don't like any of them. Okay, well, you go back to your list of databases. We'll get back to that. We went into Academic Search Complete, and what we would do this time is just pick a different database. We would want to find one that we would want to read our descriptions here and find one that has journal articles in it. So there's lots of possibility. Here's Humanities full text, many of the most important academic journals. That would be another possibility if we didn't like any of the ones that we saw. JSTOR is an impressive database to have, quite honestly. It is older articles, but it focuses on the humanities. So, finding a journal article, that's how you do it.